Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Bilingual, and if you are new in this, following us, sorry, if you are new following us, you have to know that our project is very social. Social means that we are no-profit organization. For 6 years ago, we built up this project, A Coded World, in a way for us to introduce the world who we are here in Milano. Sorry for my English, between Italian and English today is like crazy. Anyway, A Coded World it was built to give each other voice, to introduce our projects to each other. It's not like the project belongs to us, the project belongs to everyone. This is the reason why today we invite a super phenomenal woman from US. Her name is Sixta. She's original from República Dominicana, but she lives in the US, and she's a really super woman because she's doing a great thing in where she's living. This is the reason why we want to hear from her, because especially this special month of Women's Month, they say. I don't believe that, because it's every day is our month, every day is our day. We don't need to choose a month, a day to define us, because we are more than that, and that's what not fighting. That's what we live in for. That's what we want also to explain to us better today. So if you are new in this platform, welcome. We love to share positivity. We love to share ideas. We love to share love, and we love to share kindness. This is what we love, what we live for. This is what A Coded World stands for. And I hope you follow us, and I hope you comment if you want to, and I hope you like our project. So let me present you to my friends, my colleague. Without them, I am nothing. So this is the reason why I love them so dearly, Priscilla and Jessica.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
I think I tried my best. No, today.
Yeah.
You did so great. You did so great. You did so great.
I was still... Thank you. At the beginning, I have some alcohol in my tongue, but
you. Yeah.
Okay, this is thank you. This is what anyway. Girls, as I say, when we started to work on this project for 8th of March, like, we don't need to speak about what is wrong in the woman world. We need to speak about what we can do to achieve our goal, to elevate each other. This is the reason why we think to put this project over March 8, whatever you call it, to be the positive side of woman. This is the reason why we invited Sixta to come and speak to us about our project, about our life. We can ask questions about what is going on, how also she can lift up us over here, because she's living in the US. So what's your opinions about this interview today, girls?
Yes,
well,
please.
I'm really excited, because the main thing right here that we are trying to achieve is to make all the people understand that actually women can work together and can build a society really strong together. But first we have to understand each one of us, we have to understand how to do it, and how to do it. It's elevate all the powerful women, all the women that we are surrounded by, and to help them to achieve their own dreams, so we can achieve all dreams together. But we have to do that. No, we have just to say and that's it. We have to actually put in practice, and then that is the way that we can achieve everything. So I'm really excited.
Absolutely, I'm so excited as well, because we're going to talk to a woman who is able to both have a family, both doing what she wants to do. What are the strength of her wish, So I like the idea of speaking to America right now. So yes, we're going to rate ourselves. We're going to make a sort of comparison about what woman is both in Europe and both in the USA. And let's not forget that here is about 5 o'clock p.m. And what time is in America? I mean, it's so great. This is so
Let's ask her then.
Yeah.
Sixta.
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
I'm
Sixta.
so excited. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I love your energy. I was backstage watching you three talking to each other, and it's so beautiful to see you together. And I love the work that you're doing through A Coded World. So thank you for
Thank
having me.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
We're very, very happy to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Oh, by the way, what time is that?
It's 9 a.m. So we, 9:10 a.m. We woke up, got the kids ready. One has school after this interview. I have to homeschool him. And we had coffee. Dad is in his office. So one of my friends came over to help me with the kids while I'm here talking to you. And I'm so grateful for her.
So beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. So let's start right away. Valley.
Let's sign run away. Yes, girls. One thing I want to talk about with Sixta is that she wrote it in a page like communication is a food. I say your food because you say it's like your communication for you. It's a form of life, no. But for me, I think it's a form of food because I eat it every day and I use it to feed my soul before I put it out there. I'm still learning a lot because when you communicate, when you put the words out there, it's like a way to tell the people who you are, you know. So I'm seeing, I went through some interview, you did some words you put out there. It's very authentic and it's very sensitive the way you put in the word there out, no. And I just want to ask you, as a woman, because you do like a hosting moderate on TV before, you know. I want to ask you, did you ever have a way that you have to limit your words where you were on the TV, when you were working on the TV? Do you have to limit your words? Did they tell you to limit your words as a woman?
Not really. I've had a great opportunities to work in places where they really respected me as a person, as a woman. And thank God I've never been told not to say this or that. And I think it also, maybe it's my character, I present myself as somebody that is really strong and I respect others. So I hope that they give me the same respect. I've never experienced that, but I do know about other women that may have that in their workspaces, and it's just very sad, but thank God I haven't had that thing where somebody would say to me what you have to say. There's always a line depending on where you work. Like if you work in news, you have to speak in a certain way, but I've been in amazing organizations where I've been grateful to have people who care about women and respect women. So I haven't had that in my life, not yet.
That's amazing. Really
Speaking
amazing.
about actually the communication, so you born in communication and in TV and everything, but you decide at a certain point of your life to move out and to move to Seattle. We know that you came from Dominican Republic, so we have a different type of kind of how to relate to the people. So
Yes.
in the matter of communicate to Seattle, friends that you have and stuff, and when you just arrive, which type of different you see when you try to communicate with them, and the difference that you see in Dominican Republic.
Well, yeah, it was a huge cultural shock at the beginning. And to me, that was a surprise because I had been in the States a lot of times before that, but it's not the same when you come to visit and you go to families and friends that when you come to stay, when you have to make your life and start over. So when I came here, there's a thing called the Seattle Freeze that everybody knows about, that people are very nice and polite and educated, but they will not invite you forward. Like they will not have you at their houses. They would like be nice to you, but that's it. And sometimes at the beginning, I didn't knew about that. And I am a very friendly person. And I like to, if I'm walking in a hallway and I see you walking by, I said to you, "Hi, good morning. How are you?" at the beginning, it was kind of hard to me not getting the same response. I was not hoping for a hug and a kiss like we do in the Dominican Republic, but at least like some more smiles and like more like a deeper connection just by looking at somebody and asking them, hi, how are you today? I wanted people to really know that I cared about them. So that was a little hard at the beginning. Even saying hello to people when you go to a fiesta, for example, in Dominican Republic, we would hug and kiss everyone. Like if there's a group of 10 people, we would hug everyone. Here is so different. So I just had to relearn how to interact with people and make the balance between not losing myself and what I like about that warmth, and also adapting to a new culture, respecting everyone's space. So it was an interesting period.
Yes, because I saw a beautiful video of you actually talking about I'm the waiter who left the elevator notes. So I was just shocked at the beginning for the video because I was so identified with that, and I want to show you. So let's talk about what happened actually.
Yes, that video was from a talk I did on a thing called Ignite Seattle. And they promote this to make people talk about something in 5 minutes. And so you have to go live speaking of something. And the question was, what would you tell Seattle if you were able to talk to 900 people? And I said, that forget about making friends. Half of Washington residents don't even want to talk to you. That was in the news. So I said, I got to talk about that. I got to talk about that and the shock that I had when I was saying, hi, good morning to people. And I was getting maybe a smirk like, So I talked about that, and I was able to tell a lot of people that when we say hello, when we are being nice to you, we just want to acknowledge your humanity. I just want to say, I see you and I care about you. I don't want you to invite me to your house. I just want to make a human connection of a second. Just a smile in the street to somebody who looks a little sad can change their day. So I talk about that. And when I got off that stage, let me tell you that I had a line of people waiting to hug me and to say, hi, Sixta, thank you for saying that. So I almost cried that night. It was so powerful just to be able to say to people, I care. I want to say, how are you? And I mean it. Let yourself be seen. It was a wonderful experience. It was like I really got the opportunity to tell Seattle about this, and also about telling other people who are like me from other places, don't hide yourself. You don't have to change your essence because of how others respond to you. The note was a real note. I left it on the elevator of my building because I was tired of getting on the elevator and being like, good morning, and nobody would respond. So I wrote there, hi, neighbors, I swear that if you say hello, it's not going to hurt. And then my husband, he came home and he saw the note and he was like, you did that. And I was like, no, what are you talking about? But it was my note. Yes, so I talked about that.
Oh, that's so great. Fun question. You come across as a very energetic and lively person. You know, you're really sort of sweet person. Do you remember? Can you please tell us your first interview, like one-on-one interview? How did you cope? How was it? Was it nerve-wracking for you? Like, were you nervous? And how did you handle that?
Well, I think my first interview, not on TV, it started very early. I used to play with my cousins, like, let's play show. And this was a game that I loved, but they hated because they didn't understood the game. I was like, you sit there and I'll ask questions. And my little brother would be the cameraman with a little box of shoes. And they were like, this is so boring. What are we doing? And I loved that game. And then I grew up, and the first opportunity I have on TV, I recall, was a segment to talk about movies. So it was not to nobody. I was not talking or interviewing anybody. They told me, do you want this? It's 3 minutes. And I said, yes, I want it. So I would go to a store where they have movies, and I would like show the movie, before you had to go and like pick the movies. And I would talk about this, and I learned so much from that experience. Yes, I was nervous to speak in front of the camera, but I also loved it so much. I've always been, I've always loved speaking and being very active in school and volunteering for things where you have to speak. So that was a great opportunity. And I think a female friend, her name is Julissa Rumaldo, who was the first one who said, I think you can do this. You should like try to be on TV. And I really love that opportunity. And I learned so much from that.
Wow, it's great the fact that somebody saw it in you, like I mean, that you knew it, and somebody saw it in you and pushed you to do it. Really,
Yes. She had a platform, and I was a model at the time. And she saw something in me that I maybe didn't have the time yet to think about. And she was like, I think you can do this. I think you can speak in public and do it. And I was like, yes. And I started. And then from that, it all went fantastic. I've had great opportunities in my career.
Wow. This is so powerful for me because as a woman, I always want to bring women together because to tell you who I am. I'm sorry, but the light is so cool today. The God is bushing.
It's a bright day in Italy.
Yes.
Okay.
You have a halo.
Okay. Anyway.
yeah, you got a halo.
Yes, I do.
You're just an
Okay.
angel. Look at that.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Thank you. I like that. Okay, as I was saying, for me, women are so important. They are so important. I can't live without women because, first of all, they're the one that brought me to the world. Even though my papa do a little bit thinking on it, like, just put it in and she carry me for 9 months. I have a lot of respect for women. This is the reason why I love women so much. No, I'm not like kind of person like doing group, no, but I love to see women succeed because it's not because I don't think they are not able to succeed. I don't think like, oh, we don't have the opportunity. That never come to my mind. But this is my own, my this is deep in my heart at the beginning. But now it just looked like I am trying to force women to look at your dream. It's not at all. For me, when I see women, I see me. I see opportunity. I see richness. I see kindness. I see love. I see growth. When I see all these things, and I try to put that in the person I see, and this is the reason why I always try to put myself together with powerful women. I'm not afraid of them at all. I'm really proud. I want to learn more from them. My question is that right now you were saying, you see a woman who saw beauty in you, who saw your capacity, who supports you from day one. How do you support the woman around you? How do you lift them up? How do you contribute also in their lives?
Yeah, it's really important. I am really grateful for so many women in my life. And I think it's a great opportunity to learn from each women that we encounter, the grandmothers, the aunts, the friends, the co-workers. Everybody has their own path, and I think there's something good that we can take from each person. The way I contribute to other women is trying to be there for them, to listen and to ask, what do you need? What can I do to help you in your journey? And I do that a lot through an organization that I work for. I've been a volunteer and now I'm a board member of the organization Somos Mujeres Latinas. And it's an organization that it's there to unite women, educate them, and empower them. We've created a platform where women feel supported, where we do like workshops. We do a symposium every year that where we host 300 women in a live space with speakers, with people who talk about their lives and inspire them. But we also have a program that has scholarships for those women too. So I feel more than happy to be able to help through that community of Somos Mujeres Latinas. And I work with amazing women. We are all volunteers. Most of us, have careers, have kids. Some are young, some are older than me, but we together, we try to do our best to support the Latinas in our communities and women all over the world, because now everything is online. And so we are able to reach more women. And that really fulfills my heart to be able to support our community and to be able to put our talents and whatever we know or we do at the service of our people.
That's a great project, really.
Yes, beautiful project.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We've been working on it for the last. When I arrived to Seattle, 2 months after I arrived, somebody said, I need to find my people. Where are my Latinas? And somebody said, there's an event called Simposio de Mujeres Latinas. And I said, I have to go. And I went. And that year, I fell in love with what Tania Aino was doing. She's the founder. And she did the first event with like the help like of 2 people. And now I said that day, I want to be a volunteer. And after that, it's been 7 years from that. And now I've been working as a volunteer myself for 6 years. And we have an amazing community of women with all the type of talents, you know, cooks, people who can speak about things. It's just an amazing community of women.
Beautiful.
Brava. Thank you so much for.
Hopefully one day we can do something like together with this 2 organization. You know, I see power, you know, a lot of women in Italy joining and doing great stuff for the community, and a lot of women in Washington and Seattle. That would be great.
That will be awesome, actually. That will be awesome.
Yeah.
About the situation, it's been a year actually from COVID-19, and it was a really hard situation for all of us, all over the world. So especially for women, because we saw the rate of disemployment right now, it's really, really high when it comes to women. So how the situation changed for you? Because you are really energetic, so and you want to be in everything. So it's kind of difficult to me to see you like locked down. So how you react to the situation, and how did it change on your work and your daily basic?
Well, yeah, on my specific life, things heated up more in my career with when COVID started. Not when it started. At the beginning, it was pure shock. I was not able to do anything. I was just staying home, and I didn't have the energy to put into anything. So I stopped everything, even the event, the symposium, we couldn't do it. So everything was shut down. But then after months passed, I realized, well, this is not going to go away for now. So what I did was I started studying again. I'm studying dubbing and long form narration. And I do that from home. It's been almost a year. And that has given me the opportunity to work again in my booth and work as a voiceover actress and like audition more and prepare me for like the comeback, because I've been doing a lot of things in communication, hosting events. I do public speaking workshops, but that's whenever my kids allowed me. Like I don't own my time. It's their time. And whenever I have a little break, I do those things. But now, this year being home, I had the opportunity to recreate, you know, this new thing for me. Like I did this space that it's inside of my house in a room, so I can come in and work and do my podcast and do auditions for voiceover work. And it's not easy, you know. We have the kids. Like I have a 5-year-old, he's in school, so I have to work with him on the computer and then take care of the baby that is 2. But it's important to me to feel productive and do my own stuff. So the podcast, I had it in 2019, but I couldn't do it because of the babies. But in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, I said, how about creating something, instead of talking about my own stories, talk about other stories and entertain people while they're staying home. And that's how I came back to the podcast. And it's been for seasons. We just started the season 4, and it's been great. I can do it from home, and I can like feel the love of the community, and people can connect to others through stories. So I've been able to to work from home and do certain things. Thank God. It's not been easy. Some days are really hard because, you know, we are home, but we have so much going on in the world with our lives. And especially not having like our families close. It could be hard some days, but I think we all need to push through, and also as women, do not forget about ourselves. Like, what do we want? What is important to us? What fuels our soul? Because it's so easy to just become, we wear different hats, and sometimes it's easy to put the hat of the mom and taking care of the house and forgetting about ourselves. So I really push myself to not forget about myself, because if I am good, then my kids are going to be good. They're going to feel that mom is energized, is ready to go. But if I don't feed my soul, then everything, you know, it's just not the same.
I couldn't agree more with you. And I really admire the fact that you, the idea of reinvention, of recreating yourself. I really admire that. And I admire all the women who did that, all the men who did that, but especially for the women, because as you said, you don't own your time, and this is so great. This is so great. One question is, okay, from the woman side, you reinvented yourself, you went back to school, you went back to study yourself, you study for yourself, you went into dubbing, you created a new podcast, so you're doing so great as a woman's side. Now my question is, on the side of being a mother, how did you cope with having the children at home? How was it difficult for them to, how is it from a mother perspective to explain, especially for a 5-year-old child, it's quite little, what is happening and what is happening in the world? How did you cope? How did you help them, and how are you helping them in understanding what is happening?
Well, I was told before I had my kids that, to bring kids up, it's not an easy task because you have to educate them. What I didn't knew was that I would have to re-educate myself in order to educate my kids. There's a lot of things that we learn when we're growing up, and then we learn, we get more educated and we learn more. So there's some things that we have to change when we have our own kids, and like, for example, maybe before with the pandemic, we would try to hide what was happening, to not make them feel sadder. But my 5-year-old, he knows so much. And when the pandemic hit, he noticed and he would ask, Mama, why can we go out? So I had to assume, and with my husband, and tell them, tell him, Papi, something is going on in the world. There's a virus outside and we can't do things like we did before. What we do with him is we speak clearly to him, like if he was an adult, because they understand. So my kids were able to understand since day one the importance of, we're still going to be connected to our friends through the computer, through FaceTime. We're able to see our family like grandparents, and they remember them. And they were okay with even masking. We explained to them why we needed to wear a mask, and we would go out and they would say, Mama, where's my mask? And I have a 2-year-old. So that was a huge lesson for us about adapting ourselves. First of all, we didn't lie about it. I would be like, yes, I am sad today because of this and that, but we're going to feel better later. And I explained to them what was going on. And my kids had been wearing the mask for the last year. And yeah, it's not the more pleasant experience, but they understood. We talked to them and we explained what happens. And now they also know that we're closer to being able to go out more and see our family and maybe traveling in a few months. So I would just say being honest with them and explaining what we go for. Sometimes I have to say, yes, I wish that I could play with you, but Mommy's really tired. It's been a long day. So we're going to go to bed, but tomorrow we'll do that. Just being honest and saying in a way that they can understand. Sorry, because it's it can be really tiring. It's been a year of this and it's fun. We have a big backyard where they can play, but we have days that as parents, we are tired and we wish that we can go outside and like run away for a second without nobody calling our names. So yes, it's been an opportunity to grow and to learn again how to manage our emotions so we can pass it on to our kids. And we learn every day from them.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, that's really amazing. Just like saying, be honest is the key. Because any level of your life, you must be honest to anyone around you. Because especially kids, whatever you say, they absorb it. Like just like it's like a fingerprint to their body. Whatever you say today, they just put it in their brain, and that they live through that for the rest of their life. So being honest is the key. I really agree with you for that. So one thing I want to ask you now, because a lot of women love to bragging, talking about how to change the world, like, oh, this is not good, that is not good. So if you want to change as a woman, if you want to change the world positively today, what do you think is lacking in your own society or in your own life as a woman? You would love to see more to women to achieve.
I wouldn't even say just to women, like for the world in general. I would love to see more empathy. I think there's so much going on in the world. And I understand sometimes we go, oh, I have too much on my plate. I can't deal with anything else that is going on. But the only way to fight injustice, hate, and everything that is going on that it's wrong in the world, it's when we try to put ourselves in the position of others. You know, trying to understand why.
Yes, right.
You know, and I say this a lot. When I ask questions, it's not to judge you. It's to know and to understand where you're coming from. And it's a daily exercise because we as human beings, it's very easy to judge others. Oh, she thinks different than me. She's not right. You know, I tell myself every day, try to understand why they feel that way. What happened in their lives that they're acting that way. You know, but also be more empathetic with what others are fighting for or what others are leaving, because it could be them today, but it could be me tomorrow. So I would love to see more empathy. There's so much going on in the world, especially here in the United States, hate crimes and racism and stuff like that. And it's not an easy thing to talk about, but we need to keep talking about it because people are hurting, you know, and we can pretend that nothing is happening because it doesn't affect me. This is about all of us. It could happen in Italy, and I feel like it's something that I want to know about and I want to talk about because me is you and you is me. So absolutely. I wish that we could all do that. And it's not that I'm Mother Teresa, you know, it's an exercise I do every day to try to be more compassionate towards what others are leaving, because it's very easy to just think about ourselves and what we are going through. But it's also good to put ourselves in the shoes of somebody else and try to understand what's going on with them. That would be something that I would love to see more.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's not so easy, especially as I said, the idea of, you know, as I said, most of the time it's not out of wickedness. It's because you have so much going on in your life. You have so much the pain and so much nervousness and so much to deal with, which now we lose in the kind of empathy that you're talking about. So yes, absolutely.
Yes, and especially with social media, where people have gotten the idea of if you defend this, you hate this. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can totally defend a point and say, your point is valid. I just want to clarify it and talk about this. You know, if I stand for this, it doesn't mean that I'm tearing you apart. You know, we can find that balance in that middle of saying, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. But in social media, we have to be very careful because people get like against each other. And just because other people are watching and reading what you're saying and doing. So sometimes I want to say things and then I go, oh, no, I'm not going to get into this because it's just going to become what I say and you say and people liking and commenting and just if there's something important that you want to address with somebody, I've learned to maybe talk about it, not in social media, but like personally, so we don't have the whole audience clapping for who's winning on this. I think that's a major thing now. Like people feel the need of defending something. Oh, because everybody's watching and I'm not going to lose this. So it's really hard.
Anyway, people that are watching us or listen to Sixta, if you have any questions, please ask because she's still here for some minutes before she fly away
to motherhood.
she has to go back to Seattle. So please ask questions and ask questions. She will answer you.
No makeup, no nothing. Just take off this and go to class with my.
Yeah, to Mama's life. mama's life. Okay. What's concerned to the social media? No, for me, for what I saw in this situation of social media, it's like you have to take it as probably you said before, piece by piece. I am no fan before of social media because my friends, my girls know me. I'm not good in technology. Believe me, I'm not good at all. For not to say anything wrong, I prefer not to say anything at all because me, I'm like, I'm doing me. I'm more. I like to face people. I like to face people to see what people, if they have something nice to say. Because when I read a quote, like saying, like, if you are the most intelligent person in your group, if something's going on around, something's going on, it's time for you to leave, no? So I don't want to put myself in the level of social media because right now, all of us in social media, especially a woman, because we want to protect ourselves as a woman. We want people to take us very with respect, like maybe the right way, like with respect. But when we see the social media, anything I open the morning, I see women who is shaking the both the culo, whatever you call it, every second minute of their life. And I saw, people may say whatever they want on this situation because if we want, I know like we have the right to wear minigun with a short skirt, we have the right to wear pants, we have the right to wear anything we want to. We have the right to post whatever we want to post because it's your own personal page. But as a woman, and we want to say, I want respect. But if the guys saw this kind of imagine of a woman, especially when you're talking about 8th of March, like your boobs is out, your culo, your booty is out and everything, and you say you want respect because the first imagine in the morning when I say, before I go to sleep, I'm going, oh, that's nice ass, that's nice boobs, you shake very well. How could we expect, the world to take us really serious in this situation? I know it's very stressful moment. I know we all want to show off. I know like we need people to tell us we're beautiful every day, but when it's too much, it's too much. This social media stuff, girl, I'm with you. This time is really too much because I can't take it. As a woman, I'm not good enough. I'm looking for a way to be good every day, but I don't want to be in the group of that social media that people's gonna have the opportunity to insult me as a woman. I don't know for you.
Yeah, I think that is social media presence. It's a double sword thing. It's a great opportunity to shine a light on the things we want to be heard, on our careers, on our profiles. It's a great platform to talk about the things we care. But yes, it comes with the risk of, if you're on Facebook and you have your friends and family, you feel more protected. But if you're like a public figure and people follow you, you have to know that there's a lot of responsibility in the things you post, in the things you say, in the things you stand for. And people may not agree with everything that you say. And that's okay. But you have to be really ready to support and stand by what you said, because you can get backfired, and you have to be ready to respond to people with respect. And sometimes you're going to get disrespect from people who may not be ready to deal with like an educated way to talk about differences. And that also happens. So yes, we have to protect our spaces, our peace of mind, and know how far we are going with social media, because it can be really overwhelming depending on what we share and how people respond to that. So it's a lot of responsibility that we have when we put ourselves out there.
Totally agree. Exactly about the social media right now. We learned there is another platform that is a Clubhouse. Since you are in the mood and everything, what do you think about that? And do you think it's a nice platform to work with, or what do you think about that?
At the beginning, I was hesitant and I said, no, I do not need anything else. I got Twitter, I got Instagram, I got Facebook, no more, no TikTok, nothing. And then a friend invited me. She's like, I think you should join. It's a audio platform, no views of nothing, just your voice. We're going to talk in a panel about women's and careers. You should come. And I went and I listened to a few rooms. You go into a rooms and they have different topics. And I liked it. And then I downloaded it. And then I participated in a few rooms. And with like everything in social media, it has good things and it had bad things. You know, the good thing is you can talk to people you would never imagine you would talk before in the same room. And if you raise your hand, they bring you up the stage, and you can also speak, make questions, or even open a room yourself to talk about something that you care for. So it's relaxed. It's just audio. It's like everybody has their own radio show, I would say, or their own podcast, but with the thing that people are interacting live with you. That's the good thing. The bad thing is that maybe if you go there and you don't take care of the time, you can be there for hours, just changing from room to room and listening to everybody. But it's good. Sometimes I'm doing chores in the house, cleaning dishes, and the kids are sleeping, and I'm listening to something, and I'm learning, and I'm connecting with my community. But also there's a lot of ego, like where a lot of people are talented and professionals, and everybody's talking like from the point of an expert, and you really have to be careful of who you're listening to, where are they coming from, because there's a lot of people also trying to sell things. There's a lot of different things, but I look for the good, and the good is that it could be educational. It could be great for connecting with other people who also like what you like, and getting like to know amazing people. So it's a great platform. Just be careful with how much time you spend on it. I did a room with a friend. She invited me to do it, and we talk about how is to adjust to a new culture. And a lot of people came and they talk about their struggles and how they got used to this new place when they moved there, how they started their careers. And it was a beautiful thing. We had people from Latin America, but also I think Japan, and like places that would blow my mind that they speaking on the same room.
I agree with you. I was talking quite early on with my colleagues and friends, and as you, at first I was like, no, I think I've got kind of enough, But then yes, out of curiosity, curiosity could be a positive thing, So got invited, went in, and as you said, you've got the opportunity to talk to some people that you would never think in your life to talk to have a chance to talk to, And yes, we are in a generation, in the timing of a bit of self-centeredness, aren't we? Due to Facebook and Instagram, it's all about us, So yes, sometimes we do come across some people who are just about themselves. But as I was starting them that is the fact that it's not about image, it's about the content, So it's no more about filters and getting beauty and makeup and sometimes enhancing your body just to be more attractive, But it's just about what is in your brain and what is in your mind. So yes, I do appreciate it. One question: you are into podcasts, like you hosting your own podcast and talking about other people's experiences, and which is great. What was your best story? Like, what is the most touching story that you've been able to come across with?
Oh my God, that's a really tough one. Okay, first of all, I would say that I tell all the authors that send their stories that there's no good or bad story, because all stories matter. If you lived it and it meant something to you, it has value in it. But saying that, there's some stories that will connect with more people because of the emotional part of it. And also, depending on the size of the text, if we can adapt it to the podcast, then they have like a huge reach of people. I want to make short stories so people can listen to it while they're doing something else or driving from one place to another, and just connect to others through those stories. I would not say my favorites, but I will tell you, for example, two stories that were two of the ones that people listened to more. One was about a daughter talking about the last days of her mother when she got sick. And she described on that podcast how her mother, even knowing that she was going to die, she asked for everyone to be around her to thank everybody at the hospital and her family, and how she taught her kids, I want you to do this and that and that. and how she so gratefully said goodbye to everyone with so much grace. It's like she planned everything. She waited for one of her kids to arrive before she left, the physical experience of her life. And it was so impacting to see how beautifully this daughter talked about the last days of her mother, making it not about death, but about her life and the beauty of how she went away. That was one of the talked about podcasts. And oh my God, there's so many good stories. I invite you to listen to them all. It's so beautiful to see how people, when you write, it's like you get naked. And then to be able to send that to a podcast for other people to listen to your experiences, I find that very, very brave. So we've had people talk about, strong things. It's not just a podcast about good stories and feel good. And I did this and it was nice. I have stories about, somebody talked about them being abused when they were a kid. And I also try to educate people about those topics that are like more sensitive things. I have mothers talking about their kids having autism and how they discover that and how they went through that. So it's just about any experience, like human experience, shame, love, triumph, good things, bad things, emotions, losing somebody. And it's just great to have the opportunity to put my voice into those stories and make other people connect to them in a certain way. I think we all connect to the stories of others. And that's what I like the most about the podcast.
Absolutely. Especially that.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to listening to you. Can you please remind us your name?
Yes, so the podcast name is Gente, Historias y Emociones. Maybe we can write it down and people can look it up. It's a short stories podcast. It's right there. That's Mi Carta para Ti. That's the latest episode. And that's about a woman who talks about the pressure that women feel from society when they turn 30 and they don't have a partner or they haven't been married. And she talks about that, and it was also a powerful.
That's mine. I need to listen to it. Oh my goodness! And to all the community. Yes, because sometimes you think it's the situation you're in is only about you. Like you're the only one going to it, and then whoa, I'm not the only one. Yes, I'm going.
Yes. She talks about that, and she talks about how even herself, she was putting pressure on herself, and then she stopped and she said, I am missing so much in life. I'm not going to tell you. You have to listen to it. But it's really good, not because of me, because of the people who sent the stories. Amazing people who put their souls out there for others to listen to their stories and maybe relive something that they lived or remember or just connect to that emotion that they were feeling when they wrote it down.
Absolutely. Wow.
I think you can understand because from Spanish to I understand like 50% cuando hablan en italiano. I can pick some things. So I can totally do that.
Is it only in Spotify?
No, it's in Spotify, it's in Apple Podcasts, it's in Google Podcasts, it's in Anchor FM, like in all platforms you can listen to it.
Okay. So one thing I want to ask before we go, okay, anyone who have question or has question for Sixta, she's still here. Don't forget to ask a question. You have two beautiful boys, no? And I saw their picture. They're so lovely. And one thing I want to ask you, how do you introduce, because as a mother they respect you a lot, and the woman out there is different than the woman that brought them to this world. What do you do to your kids? How you put in the words in their soul? When they're ready to go out there, they're gonna be gentle, they're gonna be listening to women, they're gonna see a woman with the eyes of respect, not like treating them like because typical food of the world, like African or here in Italy, they men grow up in the way of masculinity,
chauvinism, masculinism.
Okay, masculinism. Okay, so how do you train your kids to not see the world like this, because most of the things that we understand today, all these things, all these bad things we see out today, has been taught at home, you know, to the people, like to the kids, and they grow up with the idea like, oh, black people are bad, or like Latino, they're too loud, because that's what the news they have from the house, no?
Yeah.
So if we want to change the world today as a woman, I think we have to start from our home. So how do you, because it's like you have 2 boys, how do you introduce this mentality to your kids? Like when you go out there, if you curse any woman, you are cursing me. You are cursing your grandmother. How do you introduce this mentality to them?
First of all, I would say listening to them. There's a lot of good information when we just close our mouth and listen to what our kids are saying. And I've discovered that there's a lot of things that I didn't teach my kid or my husband, but he's watching TV. And sometimes they would portray, even in a very nice cartoon, they can portray stereotypes. And he could say, oh, I'm not wearing pink because that's a girl's color. And I ask a lot of questions. Who told you that? And he goes, oh, I saw this show and they said girls like pink and boys like blue. And that's my opportunity to say, oh, no, we all love colors. There's no women color, boy, all the colors. If you want to wear pink, you see Papa, he wears pink. And I show him the shirt of Papa and he goes, oh, I think there's a great opportunity in listening to what they say and then going from there. And there's a lot of resources now. Like one of my friends gave me a book about teaching boys about feminism and like the power that women have and that women can do it all. And when I was showing him the book, he's like, oh, wow, she can be an astronaut, and she can be an engineer. And I go, yes, we can all do this. So we have so many resources now to help us with that. And it's just about being patient and catching those moments when they would say things that may be a little confusing for them and trying to explain in their words what is the way of going and being flexible, because we don't know it all. As parents, we don't have all the answers. And sometimes we have to go, oh, I don't know the answer for that, but let me think about it and I'll tell you later. And then ask somebody who knows, an expert, a friend who knows about how to, talk to kids. And just acknowledging that we are also learning as we are going. Being a parent, it's an everyday asking yourself, what do I say? Is that the right thing? And just giving ourselves the grace of knowing that we are learning too in the process. We need to be flexible with that.
True.
Thank you so much. So it just means like don't post them anything. Like look at the question before you give them back. You look at what they're saying, what they're doing before you give them your own view of the situation. Thank you so much.
Yes. Talking about that you are always around men, what do you think it was the most valuable lesson that you learned from your kids, actually? One of the reasons one.
Patience, and that I don't own my time. I can't control it all. And motherhood has taught me to release. I was used to doing things my own and pushing doors when they didn't want to open or throwing myself out the window. And with my kids, I've learned that sometimes you really can't do anything about something not happening. And some days I have to cancel appointments before because one of my kids had an emergency or they need me. And some days I'm just not going to be able to do anything else than carry my child because he's hurting, he's feeling bad, and the world has to be shut down because that kid needs mama. So that's what motherhood has taught me. You don't have the control, and it's okay. It's okay. You got to be just a mom for today and just pick up the dirty diaper and change diaper and carry that baby around. That's all you can do. That's it. So I had to learn that the hard way. It's not easy because I do want to do a lot of stuff, but there's some days where you just can't. Nope, not happening.
Oh my God, amazing.
It's an everyday lesson.
It's amazing. I'm really I really appreciate that you're here with us today, because it's amazing to show again another powerful woman that has her career, has her own family, and we really appreciate your time. And we know you're struggling with time, so
I'm looking at.
thank you.
No,
Thank you
it's been so amazing. I love your energy. What a beautiful thing you guys are doing. I love that you're centered like in fashion industry, but you're also reaching out to other just women, everybody who is doing something, and you're giving your platform to other women. So I congratulate you on that. And I'm so humbled by this opportunity to be in your platform. And please let me know how else I can be, service to your community.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us.
We started.
For answering.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just want to say is that this platform, okay, we built it based on fashion at the beginning, but if we wear clothes, and what's gonna be the rest of us? What's gonna be the rest of the story? So clothes is not enough. We want to know also the people inside the clothes. This is the reason why we are using this platform to do a lot of beautiful things and have someone amazing like you. Thank you so very much for being here with us today.
Yeah. Thank you, and congratulations for what you're doing. As you said, the people, the stories behind the faces, to me, it's everything. So I really love what you're doing, like shining a light on the people. So congratulations on that, and thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for everyone that's watching. We hope to see you on person. We hope to see you again on this platform, and work together as women, as a community, just one community.
Thank you so much. Hopefully I get to see you and we can go for coffee one day, either in Seattle or Italy.
Yes, that would be great. In the meantime, we'll be listening to your podcast. And if we meet ourselves on Clubhouse, I'll be following you in your room, so for us to listen more about you. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
For us.
Thank you, everybody.